So let us look at the first question. First question is find the minimum. So this is problem 1. Five. So you want to minimize this sum 2x plus y subject to, yeah. Right. So since this is not something that I have covered directly in class, so maybe let me ask you first, what have you tried? Okay. Okay. No problem. Okay. So you're but you know that you are supposed to apply some kind of Amgm. Okay. So that's good. So it is right. This problem is going to be an application of Amgm inequality. So let us just write the Amgm inequality once. Okay. So the Amgm inequality says that AB is greater than equal to 0, then A plus B by 2, or maybe, yeah, either way is greater than equal to square root of AB. Yeah. Right. So this is the basic version with 2 variables. And when does equality hold? Equality holds. Like when does this thing become equal? You can just take some numbers and also try. No, that's 3 by 2. Yes. I mean, so the equality will hold if and only if A is equal to B. Yeah. So you may have also read this, but also you can understand it if you just put some numbers, right? So if you just like put 1 and 2, divide by 2, and then this is square root of 2, it is not equal, right? But if you take 1.5 plus 1.5 by 2, and then you see it's obviously equal. You can check if it's equal. So this is very important that equality holds if and only if A equal to B. Okay. So if A is equal to B, then it's equality, and if it's equality, then it's A equal to B. Both ways is true. But to see that more clearly, you can do like this. You can multiply and can write like this. Yeah, this is the same statement, right? These two are the same things. There is no difference. And then this is just the same thing again, this manipulation. 1 minute. So this is the same thing as square root of A minus square root of B whole square. Right? And we know this is true. So now when does equality hold? Obviously, right? Equality holds only if the left hand side is 0, and the left hand side is 0 only if square root of A is equal to square root of B, which is the same as A. You see, so you can just cross multiply and prove it. Cross multiply and create a perfect square. And then you can show that equality holds only when A is equal to B. Okay? But when you go to three variable case, it is not so simple. But maybe we don't need to do that now. Okay. But there also the answer, there also at least you can remember, or at least you know that equality holds only when all the three terms are equal. Okay. Otherwise, the GM, geometric mean, will always be less than the arithmetic mean. Okay. Now let us try to apply this in this case and see what. So see, if you're going to naively apply it, then what do we get? We have 2x plus y. Like this was obviously the AM kind of thing, right? So this divide by 2, like this is my A. Since we are doing this for the first time, let's write everything clearly. This is a B. And this is bigger than square root of A times B. Square root of 2x times y. You agree? This is just the Amgm, right? Yeah. Now, what can we say about the right hand side? Yes, right. But it is square root of x and y. I mean, that's just simple calculations. It is this. And then, but then you have to be still be careful. You have to still be more careful. So we get that 2x plus y is bigger than equal to 2 times square root of 2 times 8. But now you need to say, because from here, what have we proved? Let me write this. So we have shown that 2x plus y is bigger than. So how much will this be? What's the right hand side? Can you tell me? 8. It's 8. Yeah, so you have shown this. But to find the minimum, what does minimum mean? Minimum means yes, least. Yeah, least, right? So you have to say that you have to find the least value of this. So here is the quantity on the left hand side. So I'm just saying conceptually first. Here is the quantity on the left hand side. You know that this, sorry, so this is a whole machine I'm using today. 2x plus y. This quantity, you know that this quantity is at least 8. Okay. So obviously the minimum cannot be less than 8, right? For any x and y, the quantity is at least 8. If the quantity is at least 8, does it mean that 8 is the minimum? No. Does it mean? So think about it. See, a quantity is at least 8. It doesn't mean that 8 is the minimum. It doesn't mean that 8 can actually be attained. You see the difference, right? Because I can just say that this is at least 0. Does it mean that 0 is the minimum? Think. Minimum, so what does minimum mean? As you said, least. So least means that there should be some x and y for which it actually becomes 0 or actually becomes 8. You see, that is the thing. So the question is, does 2x plus y actually become 0? No, right? Because it is at least 8. It is always bigger than equal to 8. So can it ever become 0? No. But so then if it cannot become 0, then can the minimum be 0? No. You see, so do you see the difference between, bigger than equal to and actually being a minimum? You see, so so if I just say that 2x plus y is bigger than 0, you can say bigger than minus 10. But is that useful? No, that is not useful. Because anyone can say anything like that, right? So you can say bigger than minus 100. So what? Is it useful? No. Minimum means that it should actually be attained. right? It's the least, like what's the least thing that happened? So the least value, and so saying finding the least value of something and saying that it is at least zero, they are very different things. You see, saying that something is at like is a I should have. I mean, I think I will get at least. I mean, or you say I think he will get at least 50 out of 100. Right? That, but that doesn't mean that the minimum he will get will be 50. You don't know the minimum. He may get 75, right? So that 50 is not the minimum. Right, like for example, if you write 10 tests and you are saying that, okay, in each of them, I'll get at least 40 out of, let's say, 80. Okay, but it doesn't mean that the minimum that you will get will be 40. That you cannot know from before, right? That you will actually, when you get the result of the 10 subjects, you will say maybe some you got 42, some 45, some 70, some 60. So minimum will be, let's say, 42. Minimum is minimum is something that is in actuality actually attained. Okay, so always think about these things clearly. See, you may not get comfortable with them now, but eventually you have to get comfortable. Okay, so when you do the problems, try to understand the meaning of this. Okay, so our task. That's why I'm saying that our task is not done. Just because. So let me remove this. Just because I have shown that it is greater than equal to 8. This doesn't mean that minimum is 8. This does not imply that minimum is 8. And by itself, it doesn't imply, right? Because this is just like that. I will get at least 8 marks, but that doesn't mean I'll get 8, right? I may get 9. Okay. So now, now to show that 8 is minimum, we have to find, or we have to say, find, let's say for now, find x and y for which 2x plus y actually becomes 8. Find the subject on which you got 8, right? Find the day in which you actually drank 8 liters of, well, that's impossible, 8 glasses of water. Okay, so that has to actually be found. Then only it will count as a minimum. So can you find out x and y for which it is actually 8? Obviously, xy equal to 8 condition is also there. You can say that, but xy should also be 8. The product should also be 8. You see, this product should also be 8. So then how do you find? So, but you can solve and find, right? You can just solve this equation and this equation and you can find the value. Okay, but it is much simpler than that. You can just use Amgm. That's why I discussed the equality case right now. You see, this is a one quantity and this is one quantity, and you are taking the product, right? This is the AM and this is the GM. Okay, you essentially want this to be equality. You agree? Because this equality will propagate here, this will propagate here, and you will get equality. Okay, when do you get inequality? When do you get equality? So we just saw A equal to B. What does A equal to B mean? 2x equal to y. 2x equal to y and xy equal to 8. Now you can easily figure out x and y. Okay, so yeah, so y is equal to 2x. You see that this is the utility of Amgm. So x square equal to 4, so that implies x equal to 2. And that, so y is equal to 4 because the product is. This is, and you can also check that it is working. Right? Now see, putting x equal to 1 and y equal to 6, it also works to be 8. But this is not allowed because 1 times 6 is not 8. You see, so xy has to be 8. So you can solve it, but also you can use Amgm. The equality case of Amgm is extremely important. Okay, that's what we are using here, right? Equality, when you want equality to hold here, we go back to the source and we ask when does equality hold here, and we just discussed that that's when A equal to B. So 2x is the A, x is not the A, 2x is the A, right? 2x is the A and y is the B, because that's how we have applied the Amgm. We have not broken it up as x plus y. No, that we have not done that. That will be different. that will leave 3 variables. Here it is 2x is one variable and y is the other. Very simple, right? So this is, just take a minute. I'll just come in a minute. Just review it. Just make sure that you have understood. Go through the steps. Okay. Yeah. So just do it. I'll just come.